Why these two are left out here? Why I have not erased? It's a continuation. It's a continuation of topic. That's why we have nothing to do with the remaining things now. Okay, fine. Ma'am, am I audible now? Yes, class. Am I? Okay. So now this
Yes, sir.
law of diminishing marginal utility. Remember, definitely one or the other questions you are going to get from this. So that statement of the law I have already given to you, right? Thing is, who popularized it and who later developed it is one thing. But make sure that statement of the law or when it comes to definition, both are same. There's no difference. What was the statement I have given before the break? No, don't read as it is. You tell me what have you understood. So that is why you are feeling difficulty here. As consumer goes on consuming any one particular commodity without any time gap, the successive units of the same commodity will give him less and less satisfaction, I said, right, class? So, moreover, this theory is associated with what? I mean, this law is associated with marginal utility of a consumer. We have nothing to do with TU here. Is my point clear? Huh. Now, to say this is MU and this is TU and the diagram comes like this, we need to know certain important assumptions. What is that assumptions here, first of all? Assumptions means what? Keeping in mind that if these factors are satisfied, then this will be satisfied. Assumptions are what? Keeping certain factors to be remain like this, we can continue with this law. What is that assumptions here? Consumer should be rational, I said. What is that? Assumptions. Something very important. One is consumer should be what? Rational. You know very well what is that rational meaning here, class? Consumer should behave in a good manner, or consumer should behave in a proper manner, not like a mad. Proper manner is nothing but what? Not like a mad. He should know what is good and what is bad, what is correct and what is wrong, what is to be done, what not to be done. I said no in the beginning. In the beginning, what is good and what is bad. He should know it. What is correct and what is wrong, he should know it. Then only he can be called as rational. Otherwise, not. If he starts behaving erratically, this law will not hold good, I said. Okay, so consumer should be rational. Second point is units consumed to be identical. Units consumed to be identical. Identical means what? Similar one. What does it mean? Units consumed should be identical. Any one particular commodity, I said no in the definition. If you take apple as commodity, in between you cannot change the units. Standard units should be taken into consideration. If you take mango till the end of the concept, the commodity should remain. If you take papaya, the papaya should remain. If you take a cup of coffee, it should remain. If you take a cup of water, it should remain. Like that, any one particular commodity to be identified. Okay, that is what is units consumed should be identical. You're following here? Third point is units consumed should be standard unit. That is what I said. Units consumed should be standard units. So that standard unit is what, class? If you take a glass of water, suppose if you take this bottle of water, that bottle should remain same for all the units. You cannot take a cup of water once or a bottle of water once or a small cup of water once, though you're drinking water, but not in a standard unit. If you take a small cup, that should remain till the end. If you take this bottle of water, that should remain till the end. If you take glass of water, that should remain till the end. I hope you got my point, all of you. So that is what is units consumed should be standard units. Next, there should not be any time gap. This I have told you, right? There should not be. There should not be any time gap or say interval Will there be any interval in the process of consumption? If that is the case, anybody can have it. So what I mean to say, when a consumer is consuming any one particular commodity, there should not be any time gap in between. So one after the other, he will have to consume continuously. Then only this MU comes, otherwise not. Take for example, you are consuming an apple. I said no, one apple you will finish. Immediately I'll give you one more. No time gap. That also you will finish. Immediately I'll give you one more. So then starts what? Your level of utility comes down. In spite of that, forcefully I'll give you another one. Fourth unit of apple. What happens? Instead of getting utility, you will get disutility in the form of vomiting sensation, or sometimes stomach ache, or sometimes not keeping well, like that. In spite of I'm giving you one more unit of apple, what happens? You will throw that apple. Frustration. That frustration is what? You have already reached the saturation point. So that means there should not be any time gap or interval while consuming the commodity. Yes. Next point we have is taste preferences and income of the consumer remain constant. Taste, preference, income of consumer should remain. Plus should remain constant. I'm telling you here. Should remain constant. Suppose you are thinking that if there is any change in any of these factors, what happens? I am assuming that taste, preference, and income of the consumer should remain constant. If any changes in any of these factors, what happens? Suppose no reason at all, there is no second thought, the law is ruled out. No more discussion here. We don't have any reason in particular here. That means to say what? I am saying these three should remain constant. If not, the law is ruled out. No second thought here. If consumers what is that? Income increase or decrease, or whether he prefers or not. No question of pointing out the second thought here. If this remain constant, the law will hold good. Why? Because there is no change apart from what commodity he is consuming. Will there be any changes here? Taste, preference, income of the consumer, any changes? If there is any change, ruled out. If no change, the law will continue. That's it. And one more point is utility can be measured in terms of numbers. Utility can be measured in numbers. Who said this? Of course, me in the classroom. But who developed this concept of utility can be measured in numbers? Alfred Marshall. I said, no. Who? Alfred Marshall says utility can be measured in terms of numbers. Say unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, 4, 5, 6, nth number of units. So based on these following assumptions, the law can be satisfied, otherwise not. Okay. So based on these assumptions, we have just done with this table and this diagram. Any questions, please? Anything? So with this concept of utility, bonds, everything is over. Now, the important point I'm going to discuss with one more concept. Oh, you just forget about this concept now. Forget in the sense, not for the exam, for time being. Okay. Any questions, please ask now itself regarding this concept. What I have done from the beginning, including that, with these assumptions, anybody has any doubts, I'll give you 2 minutes of time. 2 minutes. Just go through and please. If not, I'll start with one more new concept. Color up the board. Yes. Any point of this concept, any doubts, please raise the hand so that I can clarify and I can move on to this new topic. Anybody has any doubts? Okay, now the next topic of our discussion is consumer surplus. Consumer surplus. See, this again related to what? Consumer. There I said consumer's behavior. Here consumer surplus also is a kind of behavior only, but we are not writing that behavior word here again. It is called as surplus. So what is that consumer's surplus according to you? If anybody knows anything, please, you can share your view with me here. Consumer's surplus. Surplus is something that a consumer is going to get benefit or advantage from buying that commodity. What is it? Surplus is something that the benefit or the advantage that a consumer is going to get in the market. If you want it, you can write it down, please. And make sure that class, see, whenever I'm teaching you something, what you feel like utmost important, you can make it as a point. Or you ask me, sir, wait, can you just repeat once again? I will repeat. Don't simply look at me like, no, you have all the rights to question to me. Okay. So what did I say? Consumer surplus is? It is the benefit or advantage that consumer is going to get in the market. It is a benefit or advantage that a consumer is going to get in the where? Market while purchasing goods and services. While purchasing goods and services. So surplus is something called benefit or advantage. Plus, this surplus has many, contextual meanings. Surplus can be of income also. When it comes to trade, surplus is an income. When it comes to utility or want, surplus is a benefit or advantage that we are going to get like that. So the context meanings are different. Do not write the same meaning all the time for surplus is this. When it comes to utility, surplus is benefit. When it comes to trade, surplus is more the income that we get. Surplus. Okay. Now here, who propounded this concept then? The concept of consumer surplus in economics, who introduced or who propounded? Again, Professor Alfred Marshall. Who? Professor Alfred Marshall. Okay. So according to him, consumer surplus is what? Please write down. According to Marshall. According to Marshall, consumer surplus is a measure of welfare. Begin with double comma here. Measure of welfare. Welfare, that is in the bracket, well-being. Measure of welfare or well-being that people gain from. That people gain from consuming. This is the answer according to Alfred Marshall. Measure of welfare or well-being of the people gain. Gain is nothing but profit, no. Benefit. Gain from consuming goods and services. Okay. Now, how important is this concept in economics class? Consumer surplus is. When consumer is going to get benefit or advantage or something called what a kind of satisfaction from buying or purchasing goods and services. Consumers are always happy to buy goods and services when the price is less or when price is more. Understood? Suppose if the price is more, can we say that consumer surplus is there? Think and tell me. You are willing to buy, suppose You are a consumer. You are willing to buy this much. If the quality of the commodity is good, you are willing to pay more. Possible or not? Why? When this situation comes, when the quality of the product or good is good enough, we are ready to pay more. But here, surplus in the sense what? Whatever the amount of price is there in the market and what price I am willing to pay in the market is the difference between these two. Take for example, if the price of the product in the market is rupees 15, this is the market price. I am willing to pay the price of rupees 10 for the same quantity. Market price is how much? 15. I am willing to pay how much? So the difference between these two is how much? That 5 is what? Benefit that a consumer is going to get from it. We call it as consumer's surplus. Any commodity for that matter. I'm not very particular about this commodity or that commodity or this commodity. Say for example, class, sometimes we bargain in the market. Yes or no? If a seller says it is 150 rupees per kg of apple, we bargain. Can I get it for 130 rupees? We ask this kind of questions or not? If not, he is not willing to give for 130. You will not get any surplus from it. Consumer surplus is applicable only when a consumer is going to get benefit from it. Otherwise not. Suppose if I am getting that apple for 130 rupees, that 20 rupees may benefit or not? That is what is consumer's surplus. I hope you got my point now. Is it clear? Yes. So now the next thing what we have to discuss is even this concept of a consumer surplus, even government also will follow while making the decisions. Government is always in the favor or in the well-being of the people. Government will always look at the welfare of the people or not? Yes or no? Even Indian government for that matter. See, prices alone is not a factor that is increasing or decreasing. Let us not compare only with one factor. But what about all other aspects? Prices day by day it is increasing only is our concern. What about other things? The facilities that we avail from the government? We always never target the government for good things. We always target the government for which the things are not good. Let us not say the word bad things. The things which are not good in the market. Say, for example, every day the prices of all essential commodities are increasing. And we are paying it. We pay and we buy it. No matter how much quantity we are buying. Instead of buying 2 kgs, I may buy 1 kg also, but I am purchasing it or not for the same price. Even if the LPG gas prices have gone up, it was like 450 rupees, 500 rupees earlier per cylinder. Now it has gone up to 1050, 1100. You mean we stop buying it? Why? Essential. The things which are essential are very much required in life. We buy it no matter whether prices are more or less. Even for milk for that matter, even if they increase 2 rupees per liter, we stop buying it. Why? Essential. Even if the this one, what is that? Mineral water bottle of 1 liter or 2 liter, if they increase 5 rupees also, we buy it. Because we need to quench our thirst for that particular moment. We cannot go somewhere else. Plus, I hope my point you're reaching. Okay, now next is the demand for commodity always depends on utility of that commodity or not. Remember, the demand for commodity always depends on utility of a consumer. Please try to understand what I'm saying, class. My statement is too big, but the answer is very simple. The utility of a commodity, so the demand for a commodity always depends on the utility of a consumer. What does it mean? What's your name? Hemalata, will you answer my question now? I repeat question once again, otherwise. The demand for the commodity always depends on utility of a consumer. Is it true or not? How? That means how much the level of utility or level of satisfaction I'm going to get it from it. Even though if I'm getting more satisfaction, I'm ready to pay more. The demand from the consumer for that particular commodity is more. When the utility is more. Otherwise, not. Simple answer. Now, for this, I would like to take one simple example of food. The essential commodities I told you just now. Even though the essential commodity prices are increasing, we tend to buy it. No matter whether prices increases or decreases. This is one example for food. Second example for water. Water is essential for our life or not? Why? Water is required. Not only for the drinking purpose, but for other purposes also we have. So the intensity or the degree of water, the demand increase, then the utility also will increase. One. Next one is medicine. Food is one example. Water is one example. And now medicine I'm taking. In what way medicine is important here? When someone is sick, so doctor has advised or suggested him to take this tablet morning, afternoon and evening, which is very essential for his life. Otherwise, he will die. He will buy it or not? No matter whether prices are increasing or high. The degree of intensity I'm talking about. When the degree of intensity for that commodity is essential, we buy it. It can be of food, it can be of water, it can be of medicine, it can be of any other requirement of human beings. Plus, this is what is called when the intensity of demand is more, when there is a utility is more. Direct proportionate relationship here. Am I talking one is increasing, one is decreasing? Both are increasing. If utility of a commodity is less, the demand will be less. If utility of a commodity is more, then the demand is more. That is what is said. That is what is called degree of intensity. I said no. What is it called? Degree of intensity means what? I want it immediately. That is what is my intensity. Got it? Any doubts? Okay. After this, we have one more important thing in this. Yes. So low quality means, sorry, low utility means low demand. You understand my point? Low utility, low demand. At the same time, high utility is high demand. High utility, high demand examples I have already given to you. Which one? Food, water, medicine, all that. Now, can you just suggest me low utility, low demand for which goods? Same like opposite situation we are discussing here. Low utility, low demand. Take for example, unpopular fashion. What is it? Unpopular fashion. I told you that, like, if I go to a tailor shop, I just want the pant to be stitched like this. I do not want the previous fashionable styles. No, I don't like it. Why? Because it is outdated. The fashion is what? Outdated. When you go purchase some clothes, you will say, whatever the new arrivals have come, you just show it to me. Will you go for the previous one? No. That means low utility. That gives you low utility, and hence there is low demand, even though the prices are falling. They will attract you by paying for the less price. But if you are not willing, you will not buy it. Even though the 500 rupee dress material, if he offers you for 200 rupees also, you are not buying it. Why? Because it is outdated fashion. We want to be with new fashion because we wanted to be with our friends by good looking. As simple as. Next one is inferior goods. One thing is what? Unpopular fashion, I said, which is outdated. Now, second one is inferior good. What did I say about inferior good that day? Remember? When we were classifying the goods, complementary substitutes, complementary and normal and inferior goods. I told you that we should not forget everything, class. No, just don't take it now. What is inferior good? You tell me now. If you know anything, you just tell me. Otherwise, I will explain. See, inferior goods are one which even when income of the consumer increases, the demand decreases. No impact on demand. How much ever my income increase. That also is one important thing, that low utility and low demand. Though my income is increasing, am I increasing with my demand here? No matter whether my income decrease also, I will go with the same demand. Even my income increase also, I will go with the same demand. What is that inferior goods I said that day? Low quality goods, unbranded goods I said no. No matter whatever is my income, I tend to buy only that much, how much ever I want. No change. For salt, I said that day, right? Some finger millet, foxtail millet, kodo millets, the bajra kind of ragi, all that comes under this. Even though my income increase, I will not buy more. But in case of sugar and wheat and rice, do I follow the same situation? I will buy more. Why? Because I want it very intensively. But these things I just ignore. That is for inferior goods. Like one more example is unwanted services. Suppose in my house there are no pests are found. Pest. You know pests and all. If no pest is found, even after that I am cleaning my house with that of using pest. In spite of that, I am cleaning my house with using pest control. What is the use? Does it make sense? That is what is called unwanted services. If your house is clean, why you want to wash the ground and all that again? No matter. That means unwanted services also have no demand in the market. I mean, so one is outdated fashion, one is inferior good, and one is unwanted services which have low utility because of low demand. You got my point? This is one thing. Plus, it is clear-cut observation in the market, right? When a consumer is ready to pay more, when there is a more demand for the product. This is a common observation. For what type of goods? I am willing to pay more as a consumer for certain commodities in the market. On what basis? Please understand my question. I am being a consumer. I would like to pay more for certain goods in the market. On what basis? Okay. Based upon the trend and the fashion, based upon my income. Okay, then. Hmm? Quality of the product. Okay, fine. Then you're talking about all the factors here. I'm expecting something new answer from you, not the same. Since I'm talking about which concept here? Consumers surplus. You tell me one simple example that you are going to get benefit from one of the other articles. So many examples I have given so far, right? In that, you tell me from your end any one particular example of this consumers surplus. Think for 2 minutes and tell me. Tell me your own example. No issues. So this is the benefit I'm going to get from this justification. We all are living in a 21st century class, no? No, this is the era of electronic gadgets. How many times I told you this example from morning? N number of times. She's counting. 1, 2, 3, 4 now. N number of times I told you because see, when there is a new phone is arrived in the market, immediately for the competition, one more new mobile phone will be arriving in the market. So the previous phone demand will become less. Why? Because you are getting much more additional features in the other phone. So utility from that mobile phone you are getting more or what? So your demand for that phone is more or this phone is more? Understood my concept now? So like that, you just think about any other example. I have given you this electronic gadget example. No, you think about any other example like this. Plus, what I said is correct or not? Are we depending on any one particular gadget of mobile? No, if I find Apple mobile phone, iPad is good means I will go for it no matter even the price is more. Yes or no, class? That is how the competition is prevailing in the market. Any one companies exist? There are many companies are competing with each other. But when it comes to public sector, only BSNL was there. Do we have any other public sector companies which are competing with BSNL? BSNL is a monopoly. What about Airtel, Vodafone, Reliance, and all other companies? They are fighting with each other or not? So we are looking at the best tariff plan, best internet plans, and the signal or the network. If all these things are good, means I'll go for it. Even if I'm not satisfied with any one of these features, I will not go for it, even though the prices are less. Plus, I hope you are reaching my point now. Yes. Okay. So this is about the consumer surplus. So consumer surplus is the difference between, right on this point. Now I will tell you what exactly is consumer's surplus. So consumer surplus is the difference between consumer surplus is the difference between what consumer is ready to pay. What consumer is ready to pay and what he actually pays for the commodity. I repeat, consumer surplus is the difference between what consumer is ready to pay and what he actually pays for the commodity. I hope this is very, very, very clear. Yes? Huh. So this concept of consumer surplus is there, no? This we have been derived from what? Yes. The concept of consumer surplus has been derived from law of diminishing marginal utility. What is the logic here? Why I am comparing that concept with that of this? There is something in that LDMU. What is it? Hmm. Hmm. No, no. Here I'm going to get any benefit. The successive units of the same commodity will give him less and less satisfaction, I said. Correct, no? LDMU. What about consumer surplus? I said just now. I have given that difference. What is it? It is the difference between what consumer is willing to pay rather than what he actually pays for the. There is a difference or not? For that, I had shown one example also of this rupees 15 and rupees 10. Very nominal example I am taking here. Plus, so with that, we would like to tell n number of examples of this mobile phone gadget. I said Apple iPad mobile phone is of in terms of lakhs. The same mobile phone of other company they are charging around 50 to 60,000. China made. China is known for duplication of commodity. You know, China is famous for manufacturing product. In that, for the duplication, what America has prepared or what America is manufacturing, the same amount of mobile phone even China is manufacturing without even leaving a single feature of the mobile phone. But the prices are different. Japan's products are known for quality. Japanese technology is known for quality. What about China's? China has manufactured almost all the items in the market. They have grabbed the market. They have grabbed the market. You say starting from shell, watches, mobile phones, even there's the machines, sieving machines. That also they are making duplicates. So duplication of the commodity is made by whom? China. That is why we say it is a China product. China product means what? Duplication of the commodity. You got my point? Yes. And now after this, plus if the prices are same, do the consumer demand high always? Suppose if the price is rupees 20, do I demand for the same commodity at this price? It is possible that you as a consumer, you are buying something. I as a consumer, I am buying something. Will I buy more or less, or you are buying more or less? That is possible in this. It is possible only when in a perfectly competitive market. Otherwise not. What is that perfectly competitive market then? Perfect competitive market will be large number of buyers and sellers. Firms are producing homogeneous products. Remember this point. Firms are producing homogeneous products and they are all price takers. All the firms or sellers are what? Price takers. So can I change my demand at that particular time? When the prices are already fixed at rupees 20, can I buy more or less? I can. As a consumer, I can. But as a producer, can he change it? No. Why? He's a price taker, I said. He's a when he is a price taker in the market, can any one particular firm can influence in the change in the level of price? Nobody can change the price. It is we as a consumer, I can change my demand pattern, that's all. Instead of buying 2 units, I may buy 4 units, I may buy 6 units at the rate of rupees. Will there be any change in price here? Am I saying that prices will increase to 30, 40, 50 like this? Not possible. Under perfectly competitive market, the prices are remain same. Why? Because all the firms will have to follow the same price strategy. Output they can increase. Who? Firms can increase output, but the prices are only one. Why the prices are only one? They are all producing homogeneous products. Will there be any difference in their products to change the price? In that way, it is consumers surplus. For me, am I saying producer surplus here? I'm talking about consumers surplus. What a consumer is willing to pay rather than what he actually pays for the commodity. I am willing to pay 30 also in the market, but am I paying? I'm paying how much? That remaining 10 rupees my surplus or not? Clear. Got it? Next. Plus, actually for this, we have one small table. The table probably I will write on the board. You will understand in a better way. Okay? Yes. If you want it, you can write it down this table. Simultaneously, we have 4 columns here. So in this number of units, so that is X. Next one we have MU. Next one price. And the next one is consumers surplus. These 4 are important here. Now let me take the number of units as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. MU, let us say, MU increase or decrease? Marginal utility of a consumer usually increase or decrease? Anyone, very good. You won't get marks for this. Decrease, no. Marginal utility of a consumer always diminishes. LDMU, I said no. This I taught today morning session only, not in the last week. Now, if this is 30, now next one becomes 28, then this becomes 26, 24, 22, 20, 18. So, MU is decreasing or increasing here? With every unit of, with every successive units here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is there? No. The units are increasing, but MU is increasing or decreasing? With every successive units of the same commodity, the MU will, that's it. Nothing else in this table. Next, price remains same, I said no. So prices will remain same. So I'm taking on an average of 20, rather we can change it as 50, 100 also. If price remains same, now here we get the difference between these two clauses. What is it? 30 minus 20 is 28 minus 20 is this, 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 This is what is something called law of diminishing marginal utility with the consumer's surplus. So it is the difference between these two, between MU and price. What we get is called consumer surplus is how much here? Consumer surplus will not remain same. The benefit or the advantage what he is going to get from purchasing is not same. It is more or less, but he is going to get benefit of it. Even if 1 rupee I am saving means that is the benefit or not. So here in case of 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, sometimes even 0. Why? Because if my price or suppose if my income does not match with the price, how much ever the prices are fixed, that much ever is my income is there means it is 0 only. And sometimes it will be negative, but very rare situation. Surplus does not mean that minus is very rare situation. Okay. This is also one important concept. Any doubt in this regard? Hmm. So can you just go with the table for 2 minutes? Because I have a question to ask. Go through the table. These topics are little dry only, but make sure that questions will come 100%. Hmm. I mean, this is something new version of topics they have added in the consumer behavior. Consumer behavior, rather we have a number of topics again remaining. Indifference curve is there. Those are all very interesting. Indifference map is there. Budget line is there. All that is important. Okay. Okay. So about this table, if you have understood what is consumer surplus, is fine for me. I will not drag this point again. Is that clear? After seeing this table, tell me what have you understood? Clear? Hmm. For this table, we have one simple diagram also that I will write here. Consumer surplus, how to represent with the help of diagram. The area of this, what I said, that the particular area we get in the diagram, that area is of consumer's surplus. The differences I said no. What a consumer is willing to pay rather than what he actually goes for it. That we will show with the help of diagram. But before that, I want to clarify whether you have any doubts in the table. Okay? Hmm. Okay, let me take one simple diagram here. If you want it, you can write it down. Diagram also. One simple diagram we have. So that is, this is called as DD. What is the DD here? Demand curve for MU. Demand curve for MU is what? Marginal utility goes on diminish. So demand curve is also downward sloping or not? That one thing you please understand first. This is OY, this is OX. Here you can take it as Q. This you can take it as R, P, and this is D, which I have already mentioned. This is amount of commodity, amount of commodity. This is price slash MU. Is the diagram over? What does it indicate, class? The diagram, as per your knowledge, what does the diagram indicate? Huh. Okay. This one shaded area is there, right? There is one blank area we have. There is one shaded area we have. What does it represent? Very good, very good. The consumer, which who is willing to pay the amount for the commodity, is which area, and what actually he pays for. Your 40% answer is correct, but the 60% is wrong. Anybody would like to say anything? Everything is crystal clear in the diagram, class. Just you want to say that which area belongs to what. 80% answer is already there in the diagram. I am expecting 20% from you. Now you see, ODRQ. What is it? Repeat once again. ODRQ minus OPRQ. Correct? What is that I said first? ODRQ. The entire area I am considering here. And now I am changing with OPRQ. So before I was taking both. And then later I am taking only this. What is left out? PDR. What is that PDR? What did I say in the definition? It is the difference between what the consumer is willing to pay rather than what he actually pays for the commodity, and the remaining part which is shaded in the diagram is what? His surplus. So that much of amount he can save. What is that area here? PDR, or let us say DRP, anything is fine. It need not to be PDR only, you should write here. The shaded area is what? PDR. That is what his consumer is going to get net benefit from this. This is what? From purchasing. The net benefit that a consumer is going to get from purchasing the commodity is what is shaded area. Clear? This is the diagram. Probably they might ask you this diagram in the question paper, and they'll ask you that find out consumer surplus area. Easily you can make out no. No, because everything I've explained. Otherwise, if I write the diagram and if I ask you what is that shaded area, what does it indicate means? That you know now. That's what I am saying. You know the answer now. Otherwise, okay, fine, class. So now, for this, you just add one more line here. Add one more line. As shown in the diagram, as shown in the diagram, ODRQ, ODRQ and OPRQ, ODRQ and OPRQ is the areas, in which consumer is willing to pay for the commodity. Correct? No? Consumer is willing to pay for the commodity, and what he actually pays for the commodity, full stop. Hence, the shaded area of the diagram, that is PDR, correct? Plus, rather you can write DPR or DRP, anything here. I am saying PDR, which is nothing but Consumers surplus. Consumers surplus. Full stop. Consumer surplus is, last sentence of this concept. Consumers surplus is the buyer's net gain. What is it? Consumer surplus is the buyer's net gain from purchasing, net gain from purchasing a good, from purchasing a good or commodity, anything. With this consumer surplus. First one, consumer behavior is one, and then consumer's surplus is also one. So we have done with the two concepts. Consumer surplus, any doubts? Please, you can raise the question. Consumer's behavior, any doubts? Please. Simply don't say no. If you have anything in mind, please get it clarified now itself. Just have a look on the board. Otherwise, maybe what you have written is to the best of your knowledge. What I have dictated, very few things you have written in this points book. But the entire thing, what I have been explained, is I am writing on the board. Yes or no? It makes sense. What you're writing makes sense for you. What I'm writing on board is also makes sense for me. It's not easy to remember each and everything, class. Remember this point. What I teach you, I can rather teach. But whether I reach the student is not that important. That means if student says, yes, we have done with this, okay, well and good. If students are looking at me like, this is a very bad sign, I'll tell you. Anything apart from this? Okay, so I think we can take up one more concept for another 15-20 minutes. Indifference curve, there is one simple concept is there that I would like to complete. So in the next class, we can complete with indifference map. I thought of to complete both today, but since the time does not permit, I will go with indifference curve. Very important concept again, class. So once again, I'm asking you, if you have any doubt regarding this, you please ask question to me. This is a very, very, very simple concept of indifference curve analysis. See, indifference curve analysis is something that it shows the various combinations of two goods in which consumer gets equal level of satisfaction. Want to write it down? Meaning you write. Indifference curve analysis you write. First, plus I'm coming directly into the meaning actually. So I'm just making a cut short of the concept. Otherwise, this concept will take another 1 hour. Indifference curve. I'll just make it cut short. Whatever is required for you, I will teach. In the indifference curve. That one thing you write. Indifference curve is, what did I say? Indifference curve, don't write is, shows. Indifference curve shows different combinations of two goods, different combinations of two goods in which consumer gets equal level of satisfaction. Equal level of satisfaction. Plus, actually, this indifference curve analysis is there. No, just repeat the meaning once so that we can move on to the further analysis. It shows different combinations of how many goods? Two goods in which consumer gets equal level of satisfaction. Put underline there. Equal level of satisfaction. And when you say that consumer is going to get equal level of satisfaction, on what following basis? There are two important assumptions are there. One is, it is a consumer knows his taste and preferences. Consumer knows his KNOWS. Consumer knows his taste and preferences. One more. Consumer is rational person. I think you know about this point. Consumer is a rational person. Add one more. Utility can be measured in ordinal terms. Utility can be measured in ordinal terms like A, B, C, D, and E. Capital letter A, comma B, C, D, and E. Ordinal. Utility can be expressed in terms of ordinal terms. I said. Did I say anything about cardinal numbers? If that is the case, we should write what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of A, B, C, D, or sometimes we use the Roman letters also. What is it? Like this. 1, 2. Do you know this? Either we can place an order in this or we can express the utility in this. Both are same. So, but we are avoiding writing numbers here. That's it. That concept is clear. Okay. Now here, indifference curve is actually first introduced by whom? Again, Alfred. Marshallian analysis in economics and his contributions are enormous. Plus, it is because of him today we are studying economics and many theories. Because of whom? Alfred. Though the father of economics is Adam Smith, but his contribution into economics is very less. But since Alfred Marshall has given many theories into economics, the laws or the theories, whatever we say, is more than that of what Adam Smith has given. Okay, now for this, I would like to just take one simple example of a table and diagram, then we'll wind up. Okay, another 10 minutes, ma'am. 10 minutes, that's all. Okay, I think we can wind up by 1. By 1, we'll wind up. I'll erase this because I just wanted to complete this indifference curve is what with the help of diagram so that we can continue with indifference map in the next session. And moreover, the remaining whatever I said, no, whatever utmost important concepts are there, that only I'm teaching you plus. The limitations, advantages, drawbacks, and all I'm just avoiding here because based on that, very less questions will be there. Concept is important. Ah. Right. What is it? Let us say we have this one small table. That table I will write here first. Please take down if you want it. Huh. So in this, we have combination. We have a combination. Let me take two different commodities, food and cloth. And let us say this is MRS. What is MRS? They might ask you in the exam. MRS, marginal rate of substitution. What is it? Marginal rate of substitution. Let us say combinations are A, B, C, D. Food. Let me take 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I will take 12, 6, 4, 3. Now see here, plus MRS for the first unit. Let me not take anything. See here, 12 minus 12 will be nothing, 0. 12 minus 6, 12 minus 6, 6 minus 4, 4 minus 3. This is what is called MRS, marginal rate of substitution. And it shows the difference between the two commodities with the various combinations in which consumer gets equal satisfaction. You see here, class, 12 minus 6 is how much here? 6 minus 4 is 6 minus 4 is 4 minus 3 is, if I say 1 minus 0, that will remain. So that is what is marginal rate of substitution is what is the rate at which the consumer is willing to sacrifice one commodity in order to get one commodity more, but the level of satisfaction is same. MRS is that. Probably you may get question on this also. I'm telling you. Let us not ignore even a small topic here, class. Okay. So based on this table, we have one simple diagram to draw. That diagram I will draw once on the board. You see that how these points are to be mentioned. Okay. So one simple diagram I will draw here. Yes. See, this is OX. This is OY. Units of production. How many units are there? 4, right? So let me take 1 centimeter difference here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here on y axis, we have the combinations like maximum digit is 12. Minimum is correct. Here minimum is 1, maximum is 12. Let us take 2 centimeters as difference. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So this is what? What is this? These units which I have written. Units of commodity. Here what I have written? Units of combinations. Combinations how many? 4. A, B, C and D. Rather we can take E, F also, but let us not. We avoid with only 4. Plus see here in the table, food. That is 1. With that of cloth is 12. So 1 to 12 you have to mark. Are you getting my point? Here it is 1, here it is 12. See here, correct? No? Put one small into mark where you are marking here, because we need to draw a downward sloping curve also on this. First we need to mark 2 and 6. Here it is 2, here 6 is there, right class? See here, 6. More or less I'm not able to, because I'm very close to the board. You can draw it neatly. So that is, I think so, 2 to 6 comes here. Plus, am I right? 2 to 6 is 1. Next, 3 and 4. 3 is here, 4 is this. Plus, once again, 3, 4. 3 from this, 4 from this. 1 unit we are taking from this, 1 unit we are taking from this. OX, OY. Last one, 4 and 3. Here it is 4. 3 is just above 2. Plus, correct? Yes? Little bit down, this one? Here? Okay, fine. Now, if you get any confusion, you just mark dotted lines like this first. If you have any confusion, otherwise not. For the second, make sure that you have drawn properly with the units. So 3 is from what? 4, no? 3 is from 4 or what? Here 3 and 4. Plus, look at the table. Here 3 is there, here 4 is there, right? Next one is 4 and 3. 3 should come here from 4. Now, what I'm supposed to do here? I should draw a curve. See here, plus everyone, I should start with this, right? See, like this. Indifference curve is this. So on each and every level, see here, there's a combination A, B, C, and D. On each one of these combinations, the consumers are getting equal level of satisfaction. If he goes from this to this, or this to this, or this to this. Clear? This is what is called indifference curve. Understood? Better you use pencil and scale from the next class. Do not write everything in the pen because I'm very particular about your diagrammatic presentation. Theory part is fine. You write in the pen, not an issue, but diagrams, no. You have to use pencil and scale. Eraser, standby. If anything is wrong. That's it. Here, I forgot to write this indifference curve. We call it as what? IC. Indifference curve. See class, how simple the diagram is. Rather, you can draw diagram directly also, but you will not be knowing from which point to which point you are pointing it. You are intersecting. If you draw like this, the lines, then this will be easy to draw the curve. Okay, that's it. Indifference curve is this. Any doubts? No doubts. Excellent. Because today's topics are like that. Consumer surplus is in a very shortcut I have taught you. Consumer behavior, rather I have gone through explanation more. But when it comes to indifference curve, also very less amount of explanation I have given to you. Rather we can discuss each one of these points. But next indifference map is there. No? That's a very simple concept, very simple diagram is there.